Hello and welcome to the Learning Love Podcast, brought to you by the Learning Love Foundation, helping people transform how they love, live, and lead. I'm your host, Dr. Mark A. Hicks, and I want to thank you for joining us today as we spend some time learning love. Love is the answer. Now all we have to do is explore all the questions. And one of the most common questions that I receive on a regular basis is, how do we learn to trust? Especially when we've been hurt before, and to some extent everyone gets hurt, or if you've come into a place in your relationship where trust has been broken, but you're trying to build that trust back. Now, that can be in big ways: a massive betrayal, say maybe an affair in a marriage, but you're trying to reconcile. There's going to be a lot of work that goes around building trust, a lot of work. But it doesn't have to be that dramatic. Sometimes, just over time, mistakes get made, small mistakes that erode trust, not in one instant. But over time, trust begins to fade a bit, and you're just not sure that you really can depend on your partner, that you don't know if your family is really trustworthy. And so when that trust is eroded, whether it's from a dramatic event or if it's from small erosion over time, the road back is the same. And so today we're going to talk about trust. Now, I've talked about this on past shows in broad terms, and I'm going to do that again briefly here, but then I'm going to get specific. I'm going to talk about 5 trust builders that you can bring into your relationship, that you can practice every day. So once we understand it in broad strokes, we understand the work we're doing, then we can get specific on exactly what to do. 5 trust builders that we can practice every day to build trust back. Remember, it's going to take some time. Once trust fades, once it is broken, it's going to take some time to rebuild. Or if you've been hurt in past relationships, it can take time in a new relationship to build that trust, but it is possible. So today we're going to talk about how. Now, in broad terms, the thing I need you to understand about trust is that it must always be given and earned at the same time. Trust must be given and earned at the same time. It's very important not to throw open the doors of trust. We cannot trust blindly. It would be nice if we could, but that's just not the world we live in. There are predators out there. There are people that are highly manipulative and toxic. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. I like to think that it's the minority of people, but there's enough that we have to be aware and cautious. So we cannot trust blindly. If you do, the predators will see you coming. At the same time, that reality that there are people out there that will hurt you cannot keep us from at least opening the doors of trust, that we learn to trust. But that trust has to be earned. We have to earn trust. It is not a given just because you are married to someone or dating someone, or they are your brother or your cousin or your mother. Trust has to be earned. There is no entitlement of trust. It must be earned. But it can't be earned unless we give people an opportunity. If we watch them every minute, if we control everything about them, we're never going to trust them. Because even if they do everything perfectly, we're always going to come back and say, well, they were acting so well because I was watching. What would they do if I wasn't? And that's exactly the question. Sometimes we have to stop watching. We have to give a little bit of trust, not blindly, but we do have to give some trust so that they can earn it. There's no way to earn it if we don't give them the opportunity to, if we don't give them that chance to earn the trust. And so it's not trusting blindly, but it is trusting reasonably and allowing them to earn it. It's this little dance we do of giving trust, allowing people to earn it. And as they do, we give more and they earn more until they are fully trusted. Or in some cases, maybe fully trusted again if the trust has been broken and they want to earn it back. Remember, they're doing the same thing for you. If they're wise, they are opening the door of trust and you are having to earn their trust if it's a new relationship or if mistakes have been made on both sides. There is this dance that goes on when it comes to trust of giving and earning at the same time, giving a little bit of trust, and that goes both ways. Both partners, both people in the relationship give enough trust for the other person to earn it. And then as they do, we give more until we can fully trust them because they have earned it and we've given them not that opportunity. Now, as you're doing that, let's get specific. I've written down 5 trust builders that I want to give you today that I want you to think about and bring into your relationship. And the first one is follow through on small things. Every time you keep your word, even on very small things, it earns a little bit of trust. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Now, we're not perfect in that. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we make mistakes. But as much as possible, try to make sure you follow through on anything you say you're going to do. If you tell someone you're going to do something, do it. It's that simple. Follow through, even if it's small. Sometimes we think, well, if I give a big promise on a big topic, well, I will certainly do it. But if it's something small, then I may not pay attention. Trust is not just earned on the big things. Trust is earned on those small, everyday things that people learn this is a person I can count on. Follow through on the small things. Keep the promises you make, even the tiny little ones. Keep your word when you say you're going to do something, even if it's something very trivial, and people will learn this is someone I can count on. The second is when someone talks with you, respond. Don't just brush them off. It's really easy when we're busy, when we're distracted, to just brush people off, especially someone we're very close to, people we live with, our partner, our spouse. When they're talking, sometimes we get distracted and we brush them off. When we take people seriously, it makes them feel as if they can trust us. When we respond, we let them know that we've heard them. We respond in such a way that they know we listened, that we've heard them. We're not just brushing them off. We're not ignoring them. We're not distracted. That builds trust because it shows you are taking them seriously. And people want to be heard. When you hear them, you are showing that you care. And so respond. Show them that you're listening. Show them that you're paying attention and that you care about what they're saying. That's an excellent way to build a bond and to build trust. The third is be emotionally predictable. Let people know what they're getting. If you explode in anger one day and you withdraw the next and you are moody and people never know what they're getting, they don't really know that they can trust you. And when we look at that, we may say, well, I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't done anything to them. I haven't betrayed them. Yes, that's probably true. But when you never know what you're getting from a person, it makes you wonder if you can trust them. People need to have consistency. Now, it doesn't mean we have to be perfect in that. Yes, we're all going to be in a mood on occasion, but have a reason. If you're in a bad mood, have a reason to be in a bad mood and tell them what that reason is. If you are needing to withdraw for a while, have a reason to do that and say, I just need some time alone. I need to sort of recharge my batteries, and this is why. That's okay. That builds trust. But when we are inconsistent, when we are emotionally inconsistent and we're all over the map, and when a person walks in the door, they never know what they're going to see from our mood and our emotional state, it is hard to build a state of trust. So learn to regulate your emotions. And if that's a big problem for you, get help. Okay, that's something that you probably need to get help for see a therapist, see if there's a medication that you might need, because that's an indication that there is a disorder there of some kind. There's no shame in that. But get help if you are simply not able to regulate your emotions in any kind of consistent way. Now, again, this is not about perfection. We're all going to be moody on occasion, but keep it to a minimum and have a reason why you're moody. Show your partner who you are and be consistent in that. You don't have to be perfect, but your partner needs to know what they're getting each day. They need to not be surprised or look around the corner to see what mood you might be in today. There's no way to build trust if you're fluctuating like that. Be emotionally consistent and you will build trust in your relationship. The fourth trust builder is to make repairs quickly when we mess up. I've said repeatedly, you don't have to be perfect. But when you are not perfect, when you make mistakes, and you will, be quick to repair. Be quick to apologize. Be quick to understand, oh man, I messed up there. Be quick to understand, I was a bad choice of words. That came out wrong. I didn't mean to say it like that. Let me try that again. I'm sorry. Those kinds of things, when we act immediately, when we react quickly, are easy repairs. The longer we let it go, the harder it is to repair these small mistakes. We all say things wrong sometimes, things come out the wrong way, we're in a bad mood, etc., etc. That's being human. But we need to have the wisdom to correct those things, to be able to say, that didn't come out like I meant for it to, or that's not how I meant to handle that situation, and I'm sorry. Those kinds of quick repairs made immediately or very soon after a mistake is made builds trust. Because in a reasonable relationship, your partner doesn't expect you to be perfect. Your partner knows that you're going to make mistakes, just like they make mistakes. Trust doesn't come from perfection. Trust comes from the willingness to make repairs when we're not perfect, to make apologies, to make amends, to set things right, and to do it quickly. When you blurt something out and it was rude, it was harsh, it was snippy, and you really didn't mean to do that, but it just came out that way because you're in a mood, turn around immediately and say, that's not how I meant to say that, and make a correction. Or if you walk out of the room and then it kind of hits you, boy, that conversation didn't go very well. Go back in, turn right around, go back in and say, that conversation didn't go well. Can we try that again? I didn't mean for it to go that way. And so we don't have to be perfect. We don't need to put pressure on ourselves to always act perfectly, but we need to have the caring, the compassion, the wisdom to make repairs and make them quickly when we make the inevitable mistakes we all make. And number 5 is pay attention to small things. Now, earlier we talked about responding in the midst of a conversation to show you're listening. But this goes beyond conversations. This is paying attention to your partner's moods, or when they are just sort of randomly saying something they like. Remember those small details. Pay attention. If your partner seems tired for a day or two, then notice that. Pay attention to those things and say things like, you seem tired for a couple of days. Anything I can do? Those things build trust. When your partner knows you're paying attention, that you care, that you are noticing the small things, that you don't have to have a loud declaration, you're paying attention to small details. Now, we're not going to pick up everything. Again, we're not perfect. It's okay. But just pay attention. Care enough to pay attention to the small things as best you can and show that you're paying attention. Remember those small details and bring them up later. Pay attention to the mood your partner's in, and if something seems to be bothering them, show you care. That doesn't mean you have to question them all the time. That doesn't mean that you have to get to the bottom of every mood they're in, but just show you care. Paying attention to small things is part of that consistency. It's what builds trust. It's what shows that you're in this game, that you are in this relationship, that you're not just on autopilot going through the motions of a relationship. You are paying attention. That counts for a lot. And so let's go over that 5 one more time. 5 trust builders in a relationship: follow through on the small things, respond, don't dismiss, be emotionally predictable, repair quickly when you make a mistake, and show that you're paying attention in the small things in life. If you do those things, it's going to help you build trust in your relationship. And a trusting relationship is a healthy relationship. And so work at it. It won't happen overnight, especially if you've reached a tough spot in your life, in your relationship. That's okay. Relationships are worth the time and effort. So take your time, build the trust, and your relationship will definitely improve. And that's my thoughts this week as we are building healthy, happy, thriving relationships. And I want to take just a moment before we sign off to let you know I also have a new show. I'm still the host of the Learning Love podcast, but I also have a new show on YouTube. It's called Today's Insight. And it's where I look at the news, world events, cultural issues, and I try to look deeper. It's not news commentary. It's not just a reaction to the news. It is looking at the human understanding behind the news, behind the world events, where we look through a lens of compassion, decency, connection, and love. How do we live in this chaotic world with all the stuff happening and learn to be decent people anyway, with a deeper understanding of what's happening? That's what the show's about. It's called Today's Insight, and you can find it on YouTube at Mark A. Hicks Video. Mark A. Hicks Video. I hope you'll check it out. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next week, love well, everyone.